I didn't find out my family sold my grandfather's house. I found out it was already gone. And by the time I saw the proof, my name was already on the documents. My name is Brena Meyers. I'm a structural engineer. I spend my life preventing collapse, bridges, load systems, stress points, failure analysis. I understand exactly how things break. I just never thought I'd have to apply that knowledge to my own family. It started in Portugal. 8,000 kilometers from home, I was standing on a steel bridge deck at sunrise. Wind pressure vibrating through the structure under my boots. Radios snapping with technical updates. Every reading mattered, because if something failed here, people didn't get a second chance. That's when I checked my phone. Trent, my brother. Poolside, sunglasses. A drink in his hand I knew he couldn't afford. Finally living without limits. I stared at it longer than I should have. Not because I cared about the image, because Trent hadn't worked in almost a year. And people like him don't suddenly gain freedom unless something else is being quietly removed to fund it. I locked the screen, went back to the readings. Engineers don't get distracted. Either a system holds or it doesn't. But that night, something in my life stopped holding. The hotel room felt wrong in a way I couldn't name at first. Too quiet, too sterile. Curtains that didn't close fully. Light leaking in like a flaw in design. I ate half a sandwich over the sink while foreign TV flickered without meaning, and I kept checking my phone. Not for messages, for inconsistencies. That's when memory started doing something dangerous. It started connecting dots I had previously ignored. My mother asking too casually where my grandfather kept his property files. My father suddenly interested in house maintenance costs after years of indifference. Trent asking about family assets, like those words had ever meant stability in our house. At the time, I dismissed it. I always did. I smoothed things out, explained them away, restored balance where there was none. That's what I told myself responsibility looked like. But I need you to understand something now. Those weren't conversations. They were preparatory steps. My grandfather, Walter Meyers, had been gone 14 months. Some days I still felt him in the structure of things, wood grain, steel joints, the quiet certainty of something built correctly. Other days, his absence felt like an unfinished calculation. The house was the anchor point. White clapboard, green door, porch with a slight uneven dip on the left step. Nothing impressive on paper. Everything in reality. He left it to me without argument. Just one sentence I didn't understand at the time. This house only belongs to someone who earned it. I laughed when he said it. He didn't. That was my first mistake. The weeks overseas blurred into engineered routine. Work before sunrise, drawings across tables, coffee burned past recognition, calls home that shortened each week without explanation. My mother sounded normal. My father sounded distant. Trent stopped answering completely. Until one night, I called unexpectedly. There were voices in the background when she picked up. Too many, too relaxed. A kind of comfort I didn't recognize as mine. Bad time? I asked. No, honey, just busy. Is everything okay at the house? That pause was small, but it wasn't empty. Everything's wonderful, she said. Wonderful. Not fine, not okay. Wonderful. And then she moved on too quickly, like she had practiced not letting the conversation breathe. 2 days later, I got the photo. From my neighbor, Cora. No explanation, just an image. I opened it in line for coffee, and my body reacted before my mind did. My house, still standing, still mine. Except now there was a real estate sign planted in the yard, bright red, clean, final. One word across it. Sold. I zoomed in like detail could undo reality. It didn't. My hands went cold. I called Cora immediately. She answered on the second ring. Too fast. Too careful. Brena? What is that? A pause. Then, your mother said you knew. That sentence didn't land immediately. It floated, then dropped. What? The movers came last week. Movers. That word turned everything inside me without permission. My house, my grandfather's house, the porch, the green door, the anchor point of my entire life. Moved. I called my mother. She answered like nothing had shifted in the universe. Hey, sweetheart, how's Portugal? I didn't answer. I went straight to it. Why is there a sold sign in my yard? A small laugh. Oh, that. Like it was a minor administrative detail. We meant to tell you. My throat tightened. Tell me what happened. It happened fast, she said. 11 weeks, as if speed made it legal. In the background, I heard Trent laughing, glass clinking, music. Life continuing inside a space that had already erased mine. We got a wonderful price, she added. We? The family needed it. That word didn't belong anymore. Who signed the deed? Silence. Longer this time. Then she said it, calm, certain, absolute. It should have been mine anyway. Not anger. Not confusion, conviction. Like this was not theft, only correction. That was the moment something inside me changed. Not emotionally, structurally, like a system reaching failure and locking into a new state of stability. Okay, I said, and I ended the call. No shouting, no collapse. That came later in other forms. I opened my laptop and went directly to county records, because if there's one thing structural engineering teaches you, it's this. Nothing disappears. It only gets transferred through systems you haven't mapped yet. The deed loaded. My property. My name. A signature that looked almost correct. Almost. But I've signed thousands of engineering documents. I know my own handwriting the way I know steel under load. This wasn't mine. It was a reconstruction, a performance of my identity. Not careless, studied, practiced. Someone had learned how to become me on paper. And that realization hit harder than theft, because theft can be reversed. Identity cannot be undone so easily. I kept reading. Notary seal, transfer records, filing timestamps, approval chain. Everything clean. Too clean. Official. Legal. Which made it worse, because this wasn't chaos, it was architecture. My family hadn't stumbled into this, they had designed it, step by step, while still calling me on Sundays like nothing beneath the surface had changed. By 3 a.m., my coffee was cold, and I finally understood what I was looking at. This wasn't about a house. It was about control, about how long they had been making decisions using my name without ever needing my consent. I reached for the brass key my grandfather gave me. I still carried it without thinking. That night, it didn't feel like an object anymore. It felt like a variable, a thing waiting to be used. I held it for a long time, not angry yet, not broken, just precise. Because this wasn't the beginning of the story. It was the moment the system revealed its first visible crack. The bridge project still had 12 days left. I couldn't leave, so I stayed, 8,000 kilometers away, holding a key that no longer represented memory. It represented access. Outside, the city kept moving, like nothing had changed. But I had, because I finally understood something they didn't. Peace was never something I was given. It was something I had been financing without knowing. And now, I had finally seen the ledger. And I was done paying it.